our step 2, our task is to make the interface interactive. Therefore, we have to go back to our interface and assign IDs to the elements so that we can essentially target them with script. So we'll go to that page. Here's our challenge page with the interface. We'll click on the graphic, and then to edit the interface, we need to click on Edit. So here we are. Since the last time, since step 1, I did take the liberty of making some adjustments. I just tweaked this a little bit. I expanded this, so I made the whole thing a little wider. I made this area equal to this area in width, and then that allowed me to expand this area here so that we can have more feedback. I didn't want to get scrunched. I think the earlier interface was a little too scrunched. And then I just aligned things, took the time to align things properly and center them and so forth. Now our task is to go to each of these elements and ensure that we assign the proper ID. Now this is the image itself and not the background. Notice that it was given a default ID. We're going to click on that and type in persona. And the important piece here is we have to enter. We have to enter in order to commit it. We know that we've committed it if we just click off and then click back on it. If it holds, if it has the ID we intended it to have, then it worked. There are 10 elements in here that we're going to target with script. The next piece will be this description, and this is called people characteristics. Now, IDs, let's make sure that we do this correctly. I'm going to select I'll call this people characteristics. Notice I have an underscore here. This has to be one word. It can't be a word that we've used before. And in this case, it's lowercase. If I tried to use a word, I'll back off here and just try typing in persona. We've already used persona. So if I click there and click off of it, you can see it's all in red. So it's not accepting that as a unique ID. It only detects the same ID within this page. So it won't protect you if you inadvertently use the same ID name on another page. Hit enter, that's the key. Next we go to feedback text, and we'll just give that the ID of feedback, all lowercase. Hit enter. Our next will be the continue button here. Now this is a grouping, we can tell, because all of a sudden we see ungrouped. So we're giving the ID not to the individual components of this group, but to the group itself. And here we'll just call this continue button. Next, we have our question stem text. Call that question stem. Then we have this group. And to make life easier, when I've selected, my cursor is in the ID field. I'm just clicking on my back button, my back key button, to erase the old ID. I'm going to call this true area. Then I have a false area. Then I have to go inside of this group. So we have the true area group, but I need to identify the child element here, this radio button, or really it's just a circle, an SVG circle. I'm going to double click and then select that circle. That will be called the true button. And again, we'll target that with code. Now I'm inside of a group, and I can tell from the breadcrumb here, I have layer 1, arrow, true area, so I'll click on layer 1 to get out of that. Now I'll do the same thing here. I'll call this the false button. What will happen is when I click on the true area, then I will cause, with script, the true button to be filled with a green. Similarly, if I click on the false area, then I'll shut this off, turn this back to white, and make that green. So I can only do that if I've identified the child circle in both of these cases. Then I have to take my submit button and have to give that an ID. So let's review this. We have the persona, we have the people characteristics, the feedback, the continue button, the question stem, the true area, the false area, and then within the true area we have the true button, and within the false area we have the false button, and then finally the submit button. So that takes care of all of the elements. We've given them all an ID. We'll then click on the X and save everything, and then of course save our entire project. Now we're ready for step 3.